No, I'm never saying it.
Native Honor Hours.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
We made it to another week show.
Hey, I know. Hey, it gets me out from sitting behind the desk at the end on Thursdays. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Are you happy?
I'm happy to be here.
You should have heard her coughing a couple seconds.
I know, I'm not
Hack
well.
up a lung.
I am not well. I have some kind of
You've
virus.
been burning too much of that sage outside.
I've been bogarting the sage.
You've been bogarting that. All right, well, we're back for another week.
It's been an event-filled week, huh?
It always is an eventful week.
I know.
Always, you think that maybe this week could be a little bit smoother, not so much, but no, it's always stuff always comes up.
I don't get a weekend off until after October 11th.
But speaking of weekends, how did you spend your weekend? Hint,
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember.
Or
Oh, yeah. We
Festival?
went to the Omaha Harvest Festival powwow. It was a beautiful, beautiful day.
Brother
Fontenelle
Taylor put
Forest.
that on?
But yeah. And explain it to me. Explain to me what the Omaha Harvest Festival is and why only men dance.
Well, maybe another day.
You don't know, do you?
I do, but I just,
You know, but you don't know?
it takes too long to explain.
Oh, okay. But we went,
It's
it was
like-
beautiful.
It's like trying to explain most things to you. I mean, it's hard to break them down so that you can easily understand it. So I got a lot of stuff to talk about.
It's been, really, Monica? Really?
Talk about the hack.
It's not bad enough that I have to get it from him. You're chewing me.
What was that visual?
That was the whip.
See, you're doing well, huh? All right, well, we had that, and then
It was beautiful, but there was a ton of
bugs.
Oh man! And they were like all over you, and they were really little, but I walked in and John.
No,
Free
actually,
was
those
there.
are those bed bugs you brought with you.
That's not funny. What school in Omaha? La Vista. Bed bugs.
No, that's
How
a
do you
suburban
How do
school.
you get bed bugs where there's no beds?
I'm assuming that they foster in your clothes and bring them with you, and kind of like head lice. You shake your jump from
Oh.
person.
Did all 8
It's
of
airborne.
yours ever have head lice at the same time?
Oh no, my kids never had head lice.
Oh my God.
No, that's
Mine
only
would
for-
come that dreaded note from school. The kids have been exposed to
You
head
know when
lice.
you can tell my kids had head lice?
Shave their heads.
Oh yeah, my daughters have the real short haircut. One picture they'd have the real long hair, and next it's like real short. What do they call that? The bob.
I sat with that
Or
knit
then,
comb.
my sons would have hair like and it'd be shaved.
Yep. That's what I did with the boys. The minute I heard the word head lice, we shaved.
Just easy.
Yeah.
Cause that shampoo never worked.
No.
No, they just stole your money.
Yeah.
But no, on occasion we might have had head lice every now and then.
Oh, you can't not. You can't not.
You can't not.
No,
Isn't that a double negative, Kenny? You can't not.
you cannot.
You cannot.
I'm sick, old man. Pick on me at your own risk.
Well, remember, you just can't hit me in the head. We have some of our students in here. Come on, man. We bring this for the
crew?
The crew.
The groupie.
Yep, the groupies. Oh,
Okay.
my daughter's listening. Sarah. This is from her granddaughter.
You come on and say hello to River. You told him you would.
Okay.
Okay. So, what's been going on?
Any
with the-
updates on the Native Film Festival?
No,
Our second annual?
no.
Yeah,
we do?
We've got some. We were hopeful that we would get certain personalities, and
No.
looks like one of them we're not going to get. One that I really wanted to get.
I know.
I guess I can say it since it's no longer coming.
Yeah.
We invited.
Hey, you know what? And he is.
MD.
Yeah.
We invited Thomas, Evan Adams, who played Thomas, of course, and apparently he's already booked. He's a doctor, an MD, MD. He's got some big title too, like regional director or some medical Canadian thing. He's like a big cheese. You're busy. You always accuse me of not being able to talk and type at the same
Some
time.
of us have a job.
Well, I do too.
No, not really.
But did you hear anything I said about Thomas?
Yes, I did. I heard. You
He's
know
a-
what? He's a big dog.
He's a smart. That's why I was.
What is his title, Ed? What is his title?
It's like MD, MPA, regional director, some medical something or other.
He
He's a
is
smart guy.
Evan Adams, MD, MPH, Deputy Provisional Health
Deputy.
Officer for
Deputy.
Aboriginal Health. Office of the Provincial Health Officer, BC Ministry of Health. So he works for the government, for the BC government.
This is from
Who?
Dad Pa.
What's from Dad Pa?
This.
Ah.
Boom, like that. All right. Well, but we're still hopeful that others will be here. But just as a reminder, you wanna let them know when we're going to be having that. She's like, what?
November.
Don't freeze up just because we have an audience
7th,
here today.
8th, and 9th.
Of?
I said November.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Turn up your hearing aid, Gramps.
All right.
We
November.
will be having the film festival the 7th, 8th, and 9th of November. We are working on getting it to be the best thing it could possibly be. Are you and Monica ready for your all-important role in the film festival?
She might not be here.
Do you know how to make popcorn? Because I am not touching that machine. If Monica's not here,
You better
I don't
start
know what you're gonna
teaching-
do. Not me.
Sherman over there, keeper of
Yeah.
the corn. That's his title, the keeper of the corn. You like that one? See, he'll
Sherman,
do it
you
now
know
that
what
we gave him a
happened
cool
when
title.
I touched the popcorn machine?
She broke it.
I broke it. That's why we own it. So
That's why we
Cindy's
own
not
it.
touching it.
You know that phrase, if you break it, you own it?
Yeah.
Thanks to you, we own it.
Monica, just teach Ed how to do it.
No way.
Look at her. Even
see
she
that
laughs.
Face, see that face she gave? She's like,
Once again,
right.
your wife just proves you are helpless.
I've always admitted
Helpless.
that.
Helpless.
I've never have I ever denied that? I've been pretty open about the fact that I'm helpless.
My dad would laugh about
Pathetic
it too.
even.
My dad would laugh about it too, because my dad was helpless. When my mom died, he didn't know how to write a check. He didn't know how to pay a bill. He was helpless.
I don't know how many years it took for me to figure out how to learn the gas, put the card in the gas reader. No, she's over there shaking her head. I wouldn't fill up the gas like at Costco. Get out of here
You know,
and do
Monica,
it.
that's
Put that- and
why
I'll
we
put the
call
gas
you
in.
Saint Monica. Saint Monica the Good. Because you know, you're lucky you found her, because any normal woman would have put you
I
under the
know.
ground
I know.
years ago.
And I still think I'm reaching my cap, and I'm just, one day she's going to say, had enough of this.
Please, God, Monica, don't. Because I'll be standing in my office and he'll be out there with his pajamas asking me what matches.
I wouldn't be wearing socks anymore.
Darn it.
Yeah, no more socks. It'd
Oh,
be
for the
different
love
colors.
of God, you've got to wear socks.
I do. I mean, even in the summertime with sandals, I have to wear socks. All right, so the film festival is hopefully we're hit a couple road bumps, but I think we'll be on track and it'll be great.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. How often? Here's the movies
As Sherman
that were,
would say, it's going to be thebomb.com.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that, but
Oh,
it's
he
cute.
said thebomb.com. And like, I don't know. Go ask.
Thebomb.com. Go ask your mom. That's cute.
The first time I heard it.
It's the first time you heard that, Kenny? Wait, the what?
You never said that around here.
What have you never said?
Thebomb.com, whatever your mom.
Oh, he just added the mom part. He just wanted to get some value added to it.
How come you haven't stole it? That seems like something you would have stole.
Because it's Sherman's. I'm not that impressed with it.
Eric,
He's
don't
not
listen.
listening to me.
Don't
See?
listen.
See what? She
Don't-
asked me why I never used it, and I says because I was never that impressed with it because it was from you. No, that's reasonable, isn't it?
It's reasonable. It's
Logical, not
The
reasonable.
poor,
It would be something that I would do.
would you remember
Yeah.
that Eric brought a young man with him who does not know us and does not know that really we're one big family, we're
Well,
just a
that's- well,
little
that's his
abusive
fault.
and dysfunctional?
That's his fault that he doesn't know that.
We are true
The
Indians.
rule is you can't hit me in the head.
Sarcasm equals love.
You know, I raised my kids on sarcasm.
So did we. It was how things were dealt with in our family.
I don't think if I would have said something straight up, they would have doubted it.
When my dad was really mad at me, he'd shake his head like this and he'd go, "Lights are on, nobody's home."
See,
Or he'd look at me and he'd say, "Honey, the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top floor, does it?"
your dad was a wise man.
His elevator didn't even know where the second floor was, so he had a lot of
No,
room to talk. Oh, is it playing?
we were raised on that. You what now?
Sarcasm, but that is very much the Indian
That's
way. That's why
traditional.
people don't get our humor.
Isn't that traditional? I think so. It's tradish. All right.
I want to hear that in your powwow voice.
Everybody, avoid the sarcasm. It's only a joke. And we're gonna be all right.
No, there's very little
Gretchen,
chance.
you should probably sit over here in the chair,
In case I go
just
down.
in case she goes down, and then we can just slide you
Ooh,
over.
thank you.
We just roll around
You know
this
what?
chair.
The
roll
good
her
news
out.
about you guys, I know if I start coughing and die somewhere on the floor, Ed will first ask if I'm okay before you
Are
all
you
laugh at
okay?
me.
You okay? Did you fell over? See, you at least have to say that about me. I'm respectful to the point of if you're okay or not. After that, just laugh all day.
So who's listening? Let's hear. Let's get some chatter going up. I see my girlfriend Wanda Red Wing on there.
Is Wanda on?
Let's have a little chatter from my Wanda. She's been
right.
sick. I hope you're feeling better, Wanda. We had breakfast Sunday morning. I couldn't have infected her that fast. Could I have?
You could. I could see you doing that quite easily.
Because, I think we shared a couple bites of the pecan sticky bun. I love Mies pecan. We go to that Farmer's Cafe on 84th. We used to go to Summer Kitchen. It closed.
In Bellevue,
It was on,
84th and I know where that's at.
yeah, no. Summer Kitchen is out on Maple. Clear out on Maple, like 144th, out past there.
So have you got
Not close.
anything else happening? So,
I
you're
have
not going to
been-
steal. Cassie's not here yet, so you might have to.
I have
Take
been
over the
watching a
corner.
lot about
Oh,
what's
listen, she can show up now whenever she wants.
She's in class.
She's gonna step
She
right
is
in
in
and
class
expect-
right now.
She's step right in and bogart the mic.
I called her the other day. I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Can't talk now. I'm studying."
Ooh, studying.
Studying.
She never studied for my class, did she?
We all did.
No, you didn't.
I
She
spent
Googled.
hours.
She fact checked me the whole time.
I spent hours doing it.
Fact checking me.
Hours.
You did.
All
All right. Well, if we don't have anything else, did you want me to
My new friend on Facebook.
your new friend?
Mm-hmm.
Did you want me to cover what I was going to cover today?
Yeah, let's go ahead. First, I'd like to talk about the picture in Durham.
No, that's knuckleheadish. We do that the second
Oh, okay.
half. Remember?
Excuse me. I thought this was a free world and I could talk about what I want to, but
No,
clearly it's
uh-uh.
your show and I'm just along for the ride. Am I just here to be pretty?
Oh, my daughter Meredith said she was. I would believe this. She did. She said she never got my humor, and she was very.
Serious?
No, not serious. I don't want to say naive. I want to say childlike, in a good way. In that she was the one that.
All my kids got sarcasm.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
You know who got it the best? One of the ones that got it the best.
Who?
Jordan. Jordan. Yeah, she's.
It was
very-
how we disciplined.
And my oldest daughter Brooke didn't. No, but Meredith and Sarah, probably the ones that it went over their head most of the time.
Do a lot of explaining.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Doesn't it make you mad when you have to explain your sarcasm?
And then it's not funny anymore.
I know. My kids always just get it.
She thought that was funny, but it did. She'd go over and she was.
Ooh, we're having a baby any day. Live, love, joy
I think
is
is
due
I think the word
any
is
day.
oblivious to the sarcasm.
Either that or they just did what everybody else does and tuned you out.
Yeah, tuned me out, just laughed at me.
Behind your
So,
back.
I don't want to listen to that.
You know what, though? What's funny now is I'll hear my son talking to my grandson, and he'll say the exact same things I said to him, and I'm appalled. What do you mean talking to him like that? You're going to make him feel bad about himself. And Jim just looks at me like, what are you talking about? Where do you think I learned it?
All right, so what are we going to do? Do you want me to take
I
charge
want you
like
to
I
do
always do?
whatever.
Bogart
yeah,
the mic.
pothead.
By the way, I looked that up, and Cindy is partially correct. You better, maybe, should I say that on the air, Kenny? Cindy is part of.
I called you an asshole on the air. I feel like you
know.
can say anything you
I
want.
know. And remember, my grandkids are listening to this. You don't care, do you?
Mine aren't.
No. But
Yes, I do.
But the
I
phrase,
called you
the
an
phrase,
a-hole.
it said originated. It means to monopolize or to take control.
How did it originate?
And they said the origins of it were based on Humphrey Bogart and his penchant for lighting up the green leafy substance, and his dominating over it without.
So in other words, Cindy, you were right.
Didn't I say that?
No, you
this
didn't.
once. I
No.
said this once.
No, you didn't.
But
No, you
since
didn't.
it's morphed into kind of like the Washington team said their names kind of somewhat.
Just so you know, every time you say Bogart, I'm calling you pothead.
it's not true. See,
Well, funny. Have you ever in your life imbibed?
my
on
kids are starting
the
to
herb?
fight back now. And my daughter Brookton said, "You raised us on sarcasm," which is true.
Yeah.
we did. Then
Yeah.
she said, "Then I got mad when we perfected it, and they started coming back at me with it."
Oh, I bet. You know what mine would do?
No, I remember them talking back like, "What?" And then I have to realize, I'm partially
know.
responsible for that.
Mine knew if they could make me laugh, I would be half as mad. So they had, especially Sarah, had the best comebacks. And once I started laughing, it's really hard to be, I'm gonna whip your behind. It's pretty hard to be angry when you're laughing. So mine have sarcasm down.
I would think that your kids went straight for the profanity, since that's kind of what you do.
Asshole.
See, I consider that a victory. Whenever she reaches for the profanity and calls me that, it's like she doesn't have anything left in the tank. So it's
Sometimes that is the only word that describes your actions.
like, no.
Behave differently and I'll find a better
No.
word. What would you rather I
No.
call you? Senile old
Doctor.
goat? You're not a doctor.
Don't give me. I'm not a
You're
doctor.
a JD.
What does the D stand for?
Jurist doctorate, but I'm not calling you doctor. You know what's weird for me? I'm teaching for the first time ever.
Will you
and
admit
when-
that I have a doctorate?
No.
I'm a doctor.
No, I'm not doing that.
I am.
I don't care, not doing it.
All right.
Um,
well, you will admit that a JD is a doctorate degree.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, then you.
but it's a jurist. It's a JD, not doctor. It's jurder. You're a jurder.
That don't make no sense. Well, I
When
wanna-
I'm teaching a class, and when the kids, they'll email me and they'll say, Professor Krafke, and it makes me just feel so weird. So I always just say, call me Cindy.
No, you shouldn't do that.
Why?
You want them to have respect for you. Unlike, you guys, when you took my class, you'd sit in front and,
What did I ever call you? I don't even remember.
Oh, what do you mean, what did you ever call me?
What did I call you,
What
Dr.
did you just call me on the
Zendejas?
air? No, you didn't call
Well,
me
this
that.
was when I didn't know you.
No,
What did I call you when I still had some
They
respect?
used to call me Eddie Z or...
Yeah, no, I've never called you Eddie Z.
Well, I'm saying what students used to call me.
Students, Uncle Ed,
Now it's Uncle Ed.
Uncle Ed, Uncle Ed. They'll say, where's Uncle Ed? Have you seen Uncle Ed?
I need bail money. Where's Uncle Ed? I got my arraignment coming up. I need to ask him.
That's not funny.
No, that's just Sherman. Never. No.
Don't call me when you need bail money. I wouldn't even bail my own kid out.
I texted Sherman a little while back saying, Sherman, where you at? I hadn't seen him in a while. I was like, I need some bail money. Because he wouldn't text me back. And I had to get his attention. And he's like, no, you really? I'm like, come on, man. He thought it was serious.
Why would you ignore Ed when you know that
Busy. I had stuff going on.
you were too busy for Ed's and
he
Dejas?
was big timing me.
It was 1 hour, Ed.
Big timing me.
I think it was like 49 minutes, really.
Oh, there comes our Cassie's
From
corner.
From now on, when he calls you, you have 5-second return time.
All right, so we've killed enough time. I think we should probably do something of substance, shall we?
Okay, let's subsidize.
Our Indian nominees of the week.
Hey, first of all, everybody got their Cobell check. We can finally quit talking about it on Facebook.
No, that's what I was going to talk about.
Oh, well, no. I'm over it.
You didn't even read that, did you?
What?
My nominee of the week.
No.
Nominees of the
I
week.
showed it to you on the.
I don't remember.
I had a couple of them. My first one was Eloise Cobell. since
I
she
can't even,
brought it up.
I'm trying to get to our webpage and I can't, oh, there it is. Never mind, found it. Okay, now I can participate. I forgot what our
I think
radio
we-
show is
I think we
called.
like it better when
How
you
many years have we done this?
too long.
Is this the third year?
No, this is the fourth year.
Fourth
isn't it,
year?
Kenny?
Fourth, at least.
Wow.
At least, yeah, Kenny's like, at least fourth. You know what? We're going into our fourth year, and Kenny's still about two years away from getting his bachelor's degree. Aren't you?
I'll probably push it a little bit.
Aren't you? I know. Kenny doesn't want to leave.
Why would you? The
Why
real
would
world's
you?
true. Okay.
He lives on about $5 a month. He does.
So do you.
No, I don't. It's
No.
more than that.
More than that?
Oh, yeah.
That's when Monica allows you to spend. Does Monica, my mom used to give my dad money. Here's $10.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't control it.
Good, now I know
No.
who to ask.
No.
Oh, Chris Channel says, I am listening to you and professors
There you
slash
go.
doctors and
There you
Dejas.
go. My man. My man, Chris.
I would like to.
He's got my back.
He's my man, Chris.
All right. Well,
Just
Shall we
oh, a word before we get started. Anybody listening, please remember
What do
our
you mean before
first
we get started?
intertribal student council meeting is
You have your
tonight at
chance.
6:30 in the Office of Multicultural Affairs. Let me repeat that. Tonight at 6:30.
Who's
in
bringing the
Office
fry
of
bread?
Multicultural Affairs.
anybody bringing fry bread?
I'm going to bring donuts, white boy fry bread.
Okay, white guy fry bread.
Uh-huh.
All right. So you want me to get started?
Please, I know
Before
you're.
we get
I know
started,
you're
like
done.
like we haven't been doing anything. We just been messing around. It's like my classes, Cassie. We don't really get started until after about 45 minutes. Then I lecture
You
for
know,
about.
I'm tired of trying
15.
to put you in an intellectual light. I just have given up.
I have too. What do you mean? I've dropped all pretense of being an intellectual. Ask Cassie.
Yeah, that's true.
She's the one who first challenged that. You're not that smart. Yeah, I know.
You're the first teacher I ever gave the fist to, if that makes you feel better. I've done it numerous occasions.
You know, it was a
since.
fist while you were waving one of your fingers. You know that's true.
Me and the stripper sat in the back.
You know, I'm not kidding you when I say this. I did not know she was a stripper until afterwards. Until
Well, you don't
told me.
expect it. You don't expect that.
I didn't.
Because I said, why can't you get here on time? She says, I'm a stripper and I work really late at night. I was like, okay, gotcha.
Hey, Brenda wants to join the show. Shall we let her?
Yes.
Brenda Conway. Oh, it says add or ignore.
If you ignore Brenda,
Heck no, I'm not
Brenda,
gonna-
I'm adding.
I'm
I
not
added
even
her.
thinking about ignoring her. I just said it says ignore. We just added you, Brenda. Because I'm the administrator.
I couldn't add. It wouldn't let me add.
Because I'm control of it. I'm over that.
Okay.
Eloise Cobell, before we get started. Last week, there was a lot of buzz in Indian country. Everybody was all excited, including Sherman over there. Anybody, did Cassie, you get a Cobell? You don't get Cobell? Sherman, did you get your Cobell?
Yeah.
And you came to school this week? Good job, man. Way to go. I had a student last week. I won't name names. Student came in all happy. Cobell checks are in, Cobell checks are in. I said, that means I won't see you next week, huh? Did I see that student this week? Today's Thursday, last day of classes for. And when I said that, this dude's like, "Oh no, I'll be here." He ain't kidding me. Got the COBAL check. We probably won't see this student till I don't know.
I paid
December?
bills. I immediately before I looked at it, and all the things I wanted flashed through my head, mini Tonka boots, iPhone, all of it was floating around, so I just sat down and paid bills and thought, okay, there you go. I'm all caught up and even a little ahead with the student loan people.
What would Eloise think?
Eloise, it's too bad she didn't get to live to see it. It's too bad we didn't accept this is going to kill you, I know, because I very seldom can say something nice about a
'Cause I was
Republican. But it kills me that we didn't accept it when they offered to settle during the George Bush tenure because the money was how much more? Do you remember?
Yes.
How much?
It was twice.
Why do you laugh like that?
No, because everybody always doubts me. When I was saying it at the time, oh no, we hate George Bush and he's trying to cheat us and we can get more money, I'm like, no, take the money.
You know what was hard for me?
It was over $6 billion.
When I had to admit who was the president, that was the Cassie and Gretchen, are we bothering you
Come
over
on,
here with our radio
we've got
show?
a show going on
I mean, do
here.
you? Oh, yes, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Kenny,
It's creating static on the air.
Kenny, will you tell them? I'm trying to listen to your conversation in case it's something important.
I'll save it for later.
Okay, so what were you?
Yeah, and then her phone goes off. Yeah, all right. But should I tell the story of Eloise Cobell?
Yes, but first tell me what the settlement would have been.
Well, it would have been over $6 billion.
Keep talking. I have to take this. It's
And
my
the point.
office.
Anybody want to take Gretchen? Sherman?
I'm so ignorant.
Yeah. You got a Cobell. Get over here, man. Come on.
Right here.
He's got look at it. His back pocket's just full.
You're much better looking with that.
Yeah. I'll probably have to sit on a lean because I got that Cobell.
See-
Ooh, I can't.
See, and now like we can. Cindy had got it to. Now I can discuss. I was talking to this student. Oh, I got my Cobell because very few Indians know who Eloise Cobell is, but they know what a Cobell is.
Yes.
They don't know Eloise Cobell. I'll get my Cobell.
Do you know Eloise Cobell?
I don't know her personally.
That's what I meant. Okay.
But they don't even know what she did.
Okay.
All they know is they're getting this check and it's called a Cobell. Very few of them know who she is and why they're getting the check. And it sort of bothers me a bit.
A little bit disrespectful? Ignorant?
Ignorance, because I think she deserves more. It's just like, the mascot thing. It perpetuates ignorance. If you don't know about what things are about, and I think
Some of them probably weren't even born when the lawsuit started.
95. A lot of people were.
Okay, so yeah.
Not so, especially those
I
that
was
are
like 2 or
getting
3.
it. No, yeah, right. What gets me is Cindy calls all my students, I'm like, no, they're men, they're grown men. Who's that, Cedric
We
the
just act
Entertainer?
like kids.
You ever see?
Yeah.
What does he say?
Something like, you can call me D, you can call me Delicious. Like, I call
No,
you
he
Delicious?
talks-
You're a grown man.
No, he says you're grown.
Yeah, he does. Go ahead.
No, I said my grandkids are listening.
Well, then I'm not going to
And my
cuss
daughter
in front of your
Meredith, 'cause
grandkids.
Yeah, that right there. Cindy, she doesn't care. You gonna come back in here? We can still keep Scheumann in here. Yeah, the Cobell panel. But my point is that
I'm on the panel.
is that I believe that they at least should
I'll
know.
just be in the back.
I can back it
I want to be in the center of the
Can you
camera.
back it up?
up. I'll back it up.
I want to be center, front and center. Well, Eloise Cobell, when she went to work, went back to school. You can get in here. Went back to school and got her accounting degree. Went back to work for a tribe. It's kind of awkward if you're not up here, man.
Well,
I'll be like this.
You're in there. Yeah, you're in there.
So we are all here.
Anyway,
Cobell.
anyway, she in charge of accounting went back and essentially this is where it takes some time to explain. The trust land, like I've had students say, oh, that's my land. I don't, no, you don't. Trust land is a legal separation of your property rights.
Yep.
Who owns it technically is the trust, not the individual. And the United States government is in charge of managing those funds.
Beneficial and legal rights.
The beneficial ownership, we are the beneficiaries, or those of you that have that. And the tribe or the federal government is responsible for managing that. But they would send a check from the revenue generated from the land. And she had the crazy idea of asking them, where's this come from? How much is being generated from each piece of land? And federal government, in years past, they would just write a check without having to justify or identify the resources. And she's like, well, I want to know.
It was the accountant in her.
Yeah,
She needed to know.
She
I
had
didn't
to
need to know.
So then they kept stonewalling. Is that, can I say stone?
Mm-hmm.
Not bogarting, but stone.
Pothead.
I can't really, yeah.
But finally, she, convinced the council to ask, and they go to DCA, and they said, we'll get back to you. So they were left with no other choice but to sue for an accounting of where the money went.
Did it go to district court first?
Of course, it
And
starts
then,
on
like,
the district court and takes
they
its lap
slapped-
to get challenged.
Slapped it down?
No, actually, they after a while, the federal government basically punted because I think 2 Secretary of Interiors were held in contempt for not producing documents.
Was it Norton first?
I can't remember which one. I think it was Babbitt first.
Babbitt and
I think
Norton?
it was
Gover.
Babbitt, then Norton.
And actually Kevin Gover, who was the BIA guy, got held in
okay.
contempt too.
Was it because that they didn't have these records? Is that
They
it?
didn't- Ultimately, they either they didn't have them,
Mismanaged.
lost, destroyed, that kind of stuff. And so essentially they punted, yeah, we screwed up. And so the issue became how much. And they were trying to decide, well, how are we going to account for this? Do we want historical accounting to go, and the government's like, we can't do that. Or shall we give them a sampling or a best guess? And ultimately, they were fighting back and forth, and it would have cost around $6 to $7 billion just to do the accounting. And the judge got them assigned a special master to figure out what best guess they can come up with. But told them, you guys need to should settle this. And ultimately, a settlement offer was made at the end of George Bush's term, offered him over $6 billion, which was about the amount that would have cost to do an accounting. And the plaintiff said,
No.
no.
Was it the plaintiff, though, or was her attorneys talked her into saying no?
No, ultimately, the plaintiffs have to sign off on it.
Yeah, but who?
Oh, you want to blame the attorneys,
Yeah,
don't you?
the blood-sucking attorneys.
Oh,
Was that because they wanted more?
I didn't, no, I didn't hear you complaining about the blood-sucking attorneys as you cashed that check.
Well, they were still blood-sucking attorneys. You think Eloise Cobell just decided off the top of her head, no, I'm not going to accept
I'm
that
sure
and
there
see
was,
if I can
I'm sure
get
there was,
more?
I'm sure there was a panel of plaintiffs that made.
What
that
Indian
decision.
what Indian ever thought they were going to get more from the federal government? I ask you.
I don't know.
None. Thank you.
Cassie's like, no.
No. So my guess
Be
is.
that the case, whatever it was, they said no to it. And part of the deal was, the Bush administration wanted to get out of the trust management business.
This is the part that kills me.
And you remember at the time in class, I was saying, take
The money.
And tell the federal government, yeah, we don't want you to manage because you screwed up.
Right.
And the plaintiffs were like, no, you have a trust responsibility to look at, you just need to do a better job. I'm like, no, they stink at that. Don't do that, get out of it. And take the money, and they're like, no, we want more, and said no to the offer, which meant the judge went to the special master and says, all right, I'll adopt your findings, and came back and said,
Like $100,000 or something?
no, it was about $500 million.
Oh.
$500 million as opposed to 6.
I thought it got down to like 100,000 or something ridiculous.
No, it was always around there.
Okay.
But what happened at that point, then George Bush rides off in the sunset, and
The evil
The evil.
The evil.
The evil George Bush gets because he offered only 6 point whatever it is billion.
And then Obama the
Wait,
beneficent- Oh,
you're
okay,
not there,
okay,
you're not there
okay.
yet, you're not there yet. But you would have to admit, if you recall that, everybody's like, oh, we hate him, he only offered us $6 billion.
Here's what I have to say. Why do the presidents get brought into it at all? Do you really think George Bush gave two shits if the
Two what?
Two bad
Cents?
bad words.
Cents?
2 cents is what I said. Do you think George Bush really
Remember,
gave
my grandkids are
Do you think George Bush really gave 2 cents if the Indians got money or didn't get money? Do
You really
he
think Obama
cared?
does?
No, that's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
Yeah.
It's stupid to blame either president because really, why would they care?
But
hear me?
but back to my point. My point.
What was
my
that about?
story.
You're making hand signals at
No,
us.
he's
he tried to
way back
slap
Are
there.
you
me.
doing smoke signals?
think he tried
No,
to-
there's like,
Sherman?
yeah, Tanya. I got her.
Don't start her
I got her. That's a kind of an inside joke. We won't go there. But so it gets George Bush grads off, and then they appeal. President Obama gets elected, and
Obama the beneficent.
the what?
Beneficent.
Benevolent.
Benevolent. Thank
Benevolent.
There you go.
Benevolent.
Beneficent.
You're in grad school. I love it.
I've been having a week.
Okay.
Irregardless of that.
Irregardless. Irrespective. Irrespective is my new one.
Yeah. But so he ends up offering to settle because it's still an appeal, and he offers what was it, $3.24 billion,
Yes.
and everybody's like, "Oh, we love President Obama. He settled the lawsuit. He gave us $3 billion. That evil George Bush only wanted to give us $6
But
billion."
once again, it hasn't anything to do with either of them.
Yeah, it does because
Both
they're
of
the ones
them,
that approved the
Bush
settlement.
had to worry about what was going on. They have more important things to worry about than what kind of money the Indians are getting.
Well,
That's what the Department of the
that's-
Interior is for. So
Yeah,
if we're
okay.
talking about who are idiots, let's look at the Department of the Interior.
But be that as it may, so
I like it when he uses his professor voice on. I'm not really listening.
You know, I have a doctorate.
to you, so let's move on.
I have a doctorate,
JD.
a doctorate.
JD.
Anyway,
You know what? In that case, then, would you start calling me master? Because I have a master's. Master Kravka. I want to hear it.
that's not an appropriate
I have a master's
educational term.
degree. Well, then you can call me Ma.
There's some things I will call you.
Cindy Kravka, Ma.
I'll call you, but not when my grandkids are listening. But so
We should put a
they
disclaimer.
settle.
Cindy has no control over her mouth. Don't let anyone under 13.
They settle
listen.
for 3 point, and the United States government still maintains trust responsibility, which means they're still screwing up trust accounts all throughout any country.
Now they're
and-
trying to buy back the land for like 7 cents.
And what happens is that Eloise Cobell died of cancer before.
Sadly.
Part of the settlement, I think it was $2 billion, was reserved for direct cash payment to the plaintiffs in the class action lawsuit. And it was distributed over 2 payments. First one was last, December 2012,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right before Christmas.
Yep.
And I'm sure there were some long-term investments made with that first payment, weren't there?
I bought Christmas presents for my grandkids.
Yeah, see, you and probably 98% of the other
But the
natives.
kids
that-
had a great Christmas.
Yeah, do you know where those toys
Thank
are
you,
at today?
Eloise Cobell.
Goodwill.
You're not even at Goodwill.
No, mine are still playing
Those
with the
ones
gang
those
station.
ones you buy at the dollar store probably don't last much longer than New Year's Day. Cassie's over
Just
there.
accused you of a dollar store.
I was a single mother with 4 kids. Maybe I did buy presents.
Not when you
at
got the
dollar store.
Cobell check, you weren't.
I was still a single mother with 4 kids. Just because they don't live with me doesn't mean they cease to be my children.
But anyway,
This
But
was just like
anyway.
going to class.
I know.
This wasn't
I'm
really that
interested.
fun.
This wasn't.
This was the one day you really had to go into in depth.
Well,
But you
I
have-
thought it
but
was.
people have to
Well, here's what I
understand
wanted
it.
to ask you.
Oh, okay. Now
See,
I'm
we had to lay groundwork.
Now here. This is just
let
like
me
class.
ask you this. You think, and you don't have to answer specifically, you don't want to.
Okay.
But we've kind
Chris
of made
Channel says Jordan owes the Cobell estate some money or a favor.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan.
I don't know who he was talking about.
But my question to you, Cobell recipients, do you think that was a wise choice of direct cash payments at $2
Well,
billion.
how much of it went to education, which I kind of have a problem with, you know why? How much of that settlement went to education?
I'm saying the 2 billion, that's like 2/3 of the settlement.
I-
Cash payment. Get in here.
The problem is,
Don't let her bogart that mic,
Hold on,
man.
hold on. I wanna hear-
pothead, the problem is, there would have been a lot of other things they could do with the money, but not everybody under the eyes of the BIA are entitled to the COBEL money. So how do you do, if you did it, say you bump up IHS or you do this or this or this, then you're covering people who aren't COBEL settlement people. And the people that were COBEL settlement people were all up in arms about that. Why should everybody get this money? Only certain of us are IMM accounts. And I have problems with a lot of that type of thinking. But then they give them education money and they give it to the American Indian College Fund, which first funds res kids, then res schools, then urban kids, then state colleges and on down. So what they're saying is, I'm sorry, we're going to educate you if you're a real Indian living on the res. The rest of you urban Indians don't count. So if they would have pumped more money into more programs, it would have just been a bigger outcry.
She's not
'Cause
answering
people
my
were-
question. Do you think the $2
Oh,
billion?
Jordan Brand or Michael Jordan?
So do you think the $2 billion was a wise choice to distribute a direct cash payment?
Yeah, you had
Yeah.
to. I don't see any other way out of it. I don't see anything else they could have done.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see statistical research done on were there an increased number of arrests, abuse, things like that.
So you
I want to
say-
know who got the $10 million check. Did you see one native got a $10 million check?
I think that might be like Bigfoot. I didn't
Do
see
you
the
think?
check.
I didn't see the check either, but $10 billion?
I think it was a rumor.
Wow. You think it was a rumor?
I think it was a
Probably.
res myth.
But what you're saying, I hear you saying, is that maybe it wasn't a wise choice.
What else could they have done? And you had to. You had to pay off the people that were involved in the settlement.
It's like Cindy said, it would have, how are you going to disperse or distribute some type of retribution to all those different classes of people, or not classes, but yeah, res,
Which we
urban.
did to ourselves. We determined
How
who
else would
was
you make it right
IMO.
across all those lines?
Because technically it was supposed to go to people who owned land. So how would you do that? And,
Or an ancestor, or a. you
yeah,
know,
hereditary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Just
how
thank
would you,
you.
how would you have done that then if you pump up IHS? How is that profiting me? I live
See,
in
I-
Omaha. You know what I'm saying?
I would have gotten us out of the IHS or the BIA business. I was a big proponent of getting out of the trust or having the federal government act as the trustee.
Yeah. But who would then?
Well, there's a lot of, we talked about this in class in terms of, I thought it was, at the very start, it would have given tribes an opportunity to opt in to a management opportunity to train their people to become leasing consultants, business, whatever, accountants.
It's kind of what Kiki was talking about when he was here that time, isn't it?
He got that from me.
But he was talking.
Oh, you see Cass over there? Oh, no, he's too smart to that. He wouldn't listen to you, which is probably true. But that's what I was in class. I was like, yeah. See, and I know a lot of natives would probably be mad at me and say, "Oh, we need the money. Shut up. You don't need. We want the money." But my point is that how much of that $2 billion was invested in tribal economies? How much of that $2 billion was used to buy back trust land or to consolidate or for I mean, it just seems to me that the efforts that took from 1995 up until today are gone
Like that.
like that.
What it did was give the government their out. We just gave them their out. And now that it's been settled, we can't ever go back in and say these funds were mishandled and these funds were mishandled because they'll say that was all taken care of in COBEL.
I believe Eloise COBEL should be taught in every every school in general, but specifically to tribal schools because there's a large, obviously a large debt of gratitude that should be paid to her for her efforts to do that. So for her efforts, I'm nominating, maybe
Oh, absolutely.
Indian of the month.
Indian of the year.
decade,
Because
the
you know what? One
Quarter
woman.
century.
One woman.
Because that's what,
One
it
woman.
took about 20 plus
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
so I'm nominating her for Indian of the
You
quarter.
got bronchitis.
I know. Indians of the century.
Of the
Because
quarter
you know what?
century.
The thing is, she gave up her life. She gave the stuff that they put that woman through was just unbelievable. Including, I read an article that said the FBI had her phone tapped. They did a lot of things to her.
No, the
just
federal
because-
government wouldn't do that, would
Yeah, I
they?
know. No. No. Do you know what time it is?
Oh, what are you guys doing being all sarcastic? You guys love the federal government. Oh, we love the government. Yeah, give us more government. We love it.
I think you are assuming, and when you assume, you know what you do.
Yeah. Cassie's going to come get me.
Isn't
Miss
there,
Cassie, it is time for Cassie's Corner. It is
Sure.
for-
In other words, Cindy needs to smoke. All right, Cassie, you can Bogart the mic.
it's your thing.
Which one am I using? This one?
Yeah, why not?
It's the best one.
Okay. Hi, Cassie here, Cassie's Corner. Just to update you guys on the Native American community and what's going on. And there's a lot going on. Okay, let's start off with Friday evening at Creighton University. There will be a young man, his name is Frank Wall. He'll be live in concert on Friday, September 26th, 2014, from 7 to 9 at Creighton University Harper Alumni. And it's free and open to the public. And that is Friday, September 26th, 2014. And next thing I want to talk about is prime time. Our first prime time meeting will be next Tuesday, September 30th. We will be, I don't know if you can show this shirt or not. It is also Wear Orange Shirt Day, also on that same day. And it's to honor children who attended the boarding schools or residential schools of Canada and who survived, and also the children who did not survive. So we're encouraging people to wear orange shirts. We will be reading a couple stories in regards to a couple of the children that one of the stories will be about a little girl who had to go to the residential school. But it's not really while she's in the residential school, the story. It's about before she goes and what she wants to remember about her family before she leaves to go to the school. So that program is for Native American children between the ages of 5 and 10. It starts at 6 o'clock. We will feed at 6 o'clock, and from 6:30 to 7:30 we will read books and we will discuss the books. And our special guest on our first session will be Professor Zendeas. And Professor Zendeas teaches a class here on boarding schools, so he will also be speaking to the children about the boarding schools. So that is next Tuesday from 6 o'clock to 7:30. So Native American families with children between the ages of 5 and 10, please try and attend. And okay, October 4th is the Somes Wellbriety Powwow, and that will be at 7612 Maple Street, and grand entry is 1 and 7, and there will be a gourd dance from 11 to 1 and another one from 5 to 7. So there's a lot of things going on at this powwow. So that is October 4th, 2014, second annual Somes Sobriety Powwow. Okay, also we're going to have let's see what's coming up first. Okay, I want to speak about Circle of Grandmothers. Our next Circle of Grandmothers meeting will be on October the 11th. And we will be catching up because we haven't met for 2 or 3 months. So we want to get caught up on all the happenings within the community. And once again, it's potluck. It's at noon. It's at the Office of Multicultural Affairs. And if you have any information to share on future events or what you would like to talk about and what speakers you would like to invite to the group, your input is much appreciated. We want some ideas on future guests that are going to come to our meeting. So if you have any questions, contact Cindy Krafka here at UNO, 402-544-2248. Now, we have a well-known Native writer. His name is Joseph Bruchac, and we will be reading a couple of his books at one of our primetime meetings. He's also going to be in the Omaha area at OPS, at UNO, and at the Willa Cather Library and the Bellevue Public Library. And his name is Joseph Bruchac. Here's another, I don't know if you can see those flyers, but the Native American community is encouraged to come out. He writes Native American children's books. He's very well known. One of our primetime programs will be about 2 of his books. And he's really, we just love to read his stories. I think I've covered everything that's going on in the community within the next 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, hi River, if you're watching, I love you, baby. Bye. Hi River.
Man, your mom was really bogarting that mic, wasn't she?
Geesh.
It was
Just talk a
like
lot.
20 minutes? Cindy's out burning sage right now, so.
Praying for us.
Yeah, she's praying for us. So we have Gretchen Carroll. She's our Intertribal Student Council president. What's going on? Anything
We have our
exciting?
first meeting tonight.
First meeting tonight.
So everyone's getting
Security going to be
together.
called?
Yep, probably.
On Kenny, if there's no food.
Yeah, he's gonna put up a stink.
And then all the other students are going to get mad at him. Oh, who's that guy with the beard bogarting the food? You guys feeding tonight?
If anyone wants to bring stuff, they'll bring
Oh,
stuff.
okay. So if,
So
if they bring
if
something.
they bring snacks.
Kenny, didn't you bring something once?
I brought a crisp, not to the.
I think he brought something from where he got from
No, for
somewhere else.
class he brought those pretzels with the chocolate in them.
Oh, did.
Oh,
Yeah, your homemade pretzels. I think you spent your allotment of food money that month on that. And that was in the class that you didn't take from me. Remember?
Right.
You enrolled?
Hey, I got the food. That's all.
I know.
Yay, she's back.
But
Oh, she's
anything
not.
exciting for this upcoming year?
We're going to be planning the film festival. We're going to have a bake sale in October.
Bake sale. What are you going to be selling?
Goodies for Halloween.
Are you? Okay,
Halloween
we're not
goodies.
supposed to eat sugar stuff. You know,
What?
diabetes and all.
Then don't eat it.
I know that. And you,
Yeah, right.
And you
Yeah, right. We'll bring
you
you
just have to have cookies. They don't have, someone will bring fruit. And what do you bring that fruit for? Come on.
We'll make little veggie bags for you.
Yeah, I know.
I like fruit more than veggies.
Anyway,
Okay.
are you going to participate in Orange Shirt Day?
Yes.
Did your mama talk about that?
Yes.
Did
Yes.
you? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to wear
Because-
orange shirts.
Because that was one of the things. Did you tell why it's Orange Shirt Day?
Yes.
Okay, for the resident schools, boarding schools. Okay, it's the kids at the boarding school. We're gonna be doing that in my boarding school class, and
Oh, we're going to go with you to the boarding school, too.
you're going to
Our group.
what group?
Intertribal.
Are you guys? Who said you guys could
we
come?
want to go with you. We're going.
I didn't say you could come. Man, see, this is Bogart their way into the bus, Kenny. We're gonna have to ban that word, aren't we? No more Bogarting on the show. So you guys are coming with me for that, but
Yep.
I told my students that they had to wear an orange shirt for that day.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I
I'll
said,
wear
if you don't
mine.
have one, go out and buy one.
Mom ordered me one of those.
Because I said, how much did you pay for that book for in this class?
Right. You
Zero.
use that line a lot.
I do. Especially if they don't want to bring food. Oh, food. How much did you pay for the book?
Right.
Nothing. No, they get off cheap in my class.
See what else we got going on. We're gonna have the arts and craft show in December,
Oh, okay. That's good.
and that's it so far.
All right. Well, Cindy's back. Is Cindy back? She's not back.
She's not back.
She's still recovering. But shall we segue into Knucklehead?
Knucklehead.
Oh, you want to introduce the one Knucklehead? Or you already commented on it.
The Watertown one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! When I first saw that, I thought it was my school because I'm from Watertown, Massachusetts, and we have the
What Watertown was it? South Dakota?
South Dakota.
Ooh.
Thank goodness. I would have had.
That's right. That's just right north of Sherman's.
But
No,
that's not
Sherman
my
was.
pick for. Knucklehead.
So we had the Watertown dressing up. What are they anyway? I think they were the Arrows.
Yeah, something like that. Arrows, does it say?
You'd think that, I don't know what it is. Why people think that that's still okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll scoot.
I nominated.
Had to work.
That wasn't Gretchen's nomination.
I know
that's not
I
mine,
nominated them for Knucklehead.
Well, mine is kind of off of Cindy's.
Daryl Wells
'cause
is
she
watching.
Yay,
Mine's a little
Daryl.
different too. I have a nomination.
Well, I've got kind of two.
Okay.
Okay, nominate.
You know what? I was thinking we should call this the Daniel Snyder Knucklehead of the Week Award
All right,
in honor of the all-time Knucklehead.
all right.
Will you be able to put my phone on the
He's always
picture?
in it, but he won't nominate.
The Daniel Snyder Knucklehead of the Week Award. So Watertown is one of the contenders.
Watertown is
Watertown.
contender. Yeah.
What
The
else do we
Kiwi
have?
royalty. I wish they would, well, here's the deal. Why don't they put these kids' names up? I would be
Because they're
interested to know
students.
their names.
What are you gonna do? Track them
Call
down
the
on
university
Facebook?
and say, hey,
let
here's the
'em in.
names of the kids that were doing this, unless you want to do
Well, I'm
something
sure
about
they
it.
know the names.
Unless they want some kind of discipline, you're going to be talking to the ACLU.
Did you notice? I think there's some adult like advisors in the background. Those are
Those
even
tall
bigger
ones?
knucklehead. Yeah.
Bigger knucklehead.
Oh, so who's your other nominee?
Mine
Durham?
kind of went. Durham. If you want to put this picture on it.
You know, no, that's like
It was like a homecoming thing about
Yeah,
what in the
put it up there,
70s.
in our own school.
no before that because the Indian mascot was retired.
But
in
it's
the-
still hanging up
Well,
there.
we'll
It's
say
kind
that.
of cheesy.
First of all, we would like to
Stupid.
say that the
Are you leaving?
university.
He's got that cold bell and he's just got to run. I know. You could have brought some pizza back here, man. You could have took care of us at least for 1 week. Yeah, next week it'll be all gone. Hey, put some away for bail money.
But besides that one, my knucklehead was the people who were responsible for letting the tailgating going on at the Intertribal Center in Lincoln.
Well, that would be the
Whoever-
Indian Center.
Yeah,
kinda
so they're the
responsible.
knuckleheads.
So you're gonna nominate Indians for Knucklehead of the Week?
Yeah, for letting that happen on the, whoever let that happen
I
on
think
the
it-
premises.
You know
And
what
that's
happened?
where we have discrepancy, because I think of, my knuckleheads are the rowdy fans that destroyed at the.
Well,
Yeah,
those
so here's-
those
no,
fans
here's-
are going to be
And-
anywhere.
And Cindy
so.
can back me up on this. On game day, a lot of those businesses will rent out their
Yes.
lots for parking.
Mm-hmm.
And you get, it's a way to make some money.
Yeah.
And you would hope and expect that people would park. And if they're gonna tailgate, they would, be respectful. And you don't, it's something that you don't hire security for because you expect them to park and go to the game, come back and leave.
When did it become legal to have open containers? I mean, when I was at UNL, the law was that it was illegal to have open containers.
How many, 90,000 people in Lincoln and what?
True that.
70,000 of them are getting liquored up. How are you going to enforce that?
Well, that's what the bars are for.
So
Go to the bars.
I would be a little bit easy on the Indian Center itself because I'm sure that, and they can probably speak for themselves, but that's a way to generate the extra revenue on game day. And you don't think well, I better hire a private police force, because then you're probably eating up half your profit by getting security. So I would agree with your mom on this one. This
The
one
thing
time.
is, their response was they will no longer allow anyone on their premises with drugs or alcohol. My question is, how are they going to, oh, Chris Channel says if they didn't have tailgating, that place would close. What, are they gonna have their own security on site? Because we have to pay for policemen, and they're not cheap. For our powwow, we have to hire policemen. They're not cheap. Off-duty policemen come and do that. So who is going to police this? Because someone opens a beer, someone
It
goes
might
out
get
there
to
and
the point if
says,
they get enough heat and legal stuff, they just shut it down. Not let them
Yeah.
use that.
Yeah.
Any other nominees for Knucklehead of the Week?
no.
No,
that was-
I had
The
one.
person I had was just different views on it.
I know, and I sided with you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
the
unusual.
no, it's not. That's the people that were there were knuckleheads for doing that. But my other nominee, if you noticed, you probably didn't read anything I put on there. It was the NFL
Yeah.
per se.
Yeah, now, let's not be using around any language. Just telling you right now, it's okay for me to cuss, but it's not okay for you to use language.
Well, then it's not gonna be any fun for me.
I know, but you're not going to.
No shit.
The NFL fined
Oh, yeah.
Colin Kaepernick, he's a quarterback for the 49ers, for uttering a racial slur during a game. They gave him an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty and later fined him, what was it, $11,000? Because apparently they have a rule against uttering racial slurs, a specific one
Yeah,
that begins with N
yep,
and ends with
we know what you're talking about. We know what the N word is.
Ends with er. Or
and he got fined for that, and he's appealing his fine, which I thought was really knuckleheadish of the NFL
Yes.
because they are penalizing one racial slur, and yet they have condoned, encouraged, and paid for the litigation to maintain the
To be honest
Washington
with you,
racial
I'm
slur.
still getting over the fact that they're nonprofit. I mean, oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
crazy.
I saw some, and you know, to put it all into perspective,
Extra logic in the chambers of the human heart.
to put it all into perspective, we have young men overseas wearing helmets every day, fighting, dying for our country that can't afford to feed their families back home. And these men are making more money than really they deserve to make for a game. I think we're losing sight of what's really important in this world. Who really cares what a stupid now, not the mascots, I'm saying that's wrong, but realistically, why don't we care more about these young men that once again, we're gonna be feet on the ground. Why don't we care more about these young men that we're sending over to fight and die? And we put these football heroes on pedestals when realistically, they're not heroes. They're men who happen to be talented at playing football. How about that guy from Nebraska who wasn't he kicked off the team for using racial slurs and doing all of that? They kicked him right off, but he wasn't good.
I find it interesting and curious that, coming from Nebraska
Coach's
football
daughter.
royalty who, essentially grew up and, to be,
But you know what I've always said? They bred those boys to be angry and fight. And what are you supposed to do when you leave the football field? When my kids played football, they would come home all, "Good, I'm gonna kick some ass, I'm gonna do that." Because they're being taught to be angry and to hit on the football field. They're not training them what to do when you put this down. Just because you can play football doesn't mean you're a good person.
you know how she bogarted my knucklehead
Bogarted.
Pothead.
of the week.
Any
Pothead.
news on RG3 and his ankle?
Oh, he's out for the season, isn't he? Ooh, man, you like to
Karma.
hit a man when he's down. What happened since you brought that up
What?
to him?
What?
RG3.
What about it?
He's out for the season.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why you.
yeah, he's out. Remember we were
out,
talking
yeah.
about that?
He's out.
And he's probably out for good as their
Yes.
quarterback because they're
Karma
his.
is
Yeah.
a B word.
Karma.
Because
Monica's getting pretty good
She
at that,
is.
isn't she?
You know, her timing's getting much better
Yeah,
too
the
now.
mouse, the mouse.
But
I
his,
can't wait till she finds one that says, "Shut up, old fool."
when you speak.
I knew that was coming, and I'm gonna let you have it.
Okay, but his backup took over, and they still lost, which was great. But he threw for like 400 yards, and all the experts are saying his last game for the team. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, also, what's that? South Park did a.
Yeah, I
heard
haven't
the
gotten to
entire-
watch the whole thing.
I
yet,
heard the
though.
entire episode is kind of dedicated to.
I
Did you
can't
see
wait
it,
to
Kenny?
see
You're a
it.
South Park guy, aren't
I
you?
haven't seen it yet.
You're not a South Park guy?
No, I am. I just haven't seen it. I didn't know they were doing
I
it.
thought maybe you would be like our special correspondent to
Well,
that.
Mom said it, and didn't it say something like, if South Park thinks something's pretty bad, it's pretty bad.
I know. Did you remember that South Park where they did the history of the United States? Oh, that was funny. About the
I've never
Indians. Oh, God,
seen
that was
South
funny.
Park.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, you
I didn't
guys
watch
were-
that or Beavis and Butthead just
Oh,
on
I hated
principle.
Beavis
Yeah.
and Butthead.
Because my sons ran around saying, Butthead, Beavis
I
for
hated it.
months until we had to.
Hey, our
am
brother
addicted
Ben
to-
Nosler surfaced and posted on it. Said he doesn't have any audio there.
Oh.
There's a button there, Ben. You just kind of turn it up like that.
We are rising up.
Are we gonna podcast this, Kenny?
Yeah.
You were a little tardy putting last week's on.
I didn't look at last week.
He didn't put it on. He's like,
I can get this one up pretty fast.
okay.
Last week, the.
You know,
video
because our
stuff,
viewers are demanding it.
The demand.
Yes.
They are.
We're getting fans
They're
now,
making
huh?
demands
I
on
got the
us.
week before that one up like they.
We're about to go viral. I heard.
Speaking of that, we have surpassed our allotted time.
Oh, you just want to leave, man. I was on a roll. All right.
We have meetings.
So
to
who's
get ready
who's
for.
the Dan Snyder Knucklehead of the Week? We need to decide that first. The NFL for fining
NFL.
No.
one, or
No.
I think.
I think those kids who
or the
dressed up like
Watertown
Watertown.
kids for.
Because here's the thing about the NFL. So what they fine him. But yeah,
It's
I just don't feel like
The principle.
Yeah, it is. It's hypocrisy.
it is.
Yeah.
To
yeah.
fine them for saying one, but yet encouraging, paying for. They spent millions of dollars defending that trademark. Because if you look at the case, it's Harjo versus the NFL.
And did you see that they are suing Harjo now?
I'm sure there's countersuits, but so you don't think that's worse than? Or you think Watertown is worse?
Yeah,
Do you?
I do.
What do you think, Kenny?
I'd go with NFL. I
NFL?
don't like football.
You don't like football?
Yeah, me neither.
Shall we take
Screw
a poll?
them.
Shall we take a poll of the room?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Cindy is
Watertown.
Watertown, your NFL,
NFL.
Kenny's NFL. Our sound effects
Sister,
research.
back me up.
NFL. Cassie. Look at her.
Watertown.
Oh, she was gonna say NFL. You know you're going against your daughter. You don't
But-
care, huh?
More
That's
important.
probably
Yes, my daughter. I'm disagreeing with my daughter.
Oh, so
More
if
importantly,
I can never
she's
do anything
agreeing
right.
with her best friend.
if I vote Watertown, it'd be a 3-3 tie.
My name's not Kit, so she's going against me. It's Kit and Kit.
Ooh. I think we touched a nerve. I think we've hit a nerve.
Sarah
I love
always
you,
says that,
Carol.
too. It's
in
not like
Tennessee.
So it rests on me.
It's on you.
Yeah, because if I vote for NFL, they would win. If I vote for Watertown, it would be a tie.
If you abstain, it's NFL.
If I I could abstain.
But this
Until
democratic,
next
we all
time.
vote.
What's that?
This is democratic, we all vote.
Yeah, this is not a monarchy. You are not the king.
That's
And my
right.
vote matters
Yes.
the most
Yes.
right now.
Every vote matters.
No.
I think we all know
Every
who's
vote
the important
counts.
one here.
Me.
Me.
You know, just for that, Kenny, I'm voting NFL.
Yay.
The Dan
Clapping,
Snyder
we need
Knucklehead of the Week.
clapping. Yay.
Golf clap, golf clap. All right, well, we've successfully killed, what, an hour and 20 minutes of airtime?
Yes, we'll see you all
But
next
it's the internet,
week.
nobody really cares about.
Say, hey,
Time, right?
I said the internet. It's internet time as opposed to the public airwaves.
thank you for explaining that, because I was
You
throwing
know,
the computer.
I
right
always
at
have to
her.
explain things to you. But are we done?
We're done, thank you
All
all
right,
very
next,
much.
next. I believe that is,
See you later, Bugs.
I believe that is copyright infringement.
It might be.
All right, send in your knucklehead and Indians of the week. Put them on our Native Honor Hours page.
Yeah,
That way, when Cindy comes here ill-prepared, then we'll have something to talk about at least.
I'm watching, I'm recording this. Did you see River?
All right, well, we'll,
Is he
we'll see.
recording?
He's just
We'll see,
watching, I'm recording this.
uh-oh, sorry, River.
He's gonna tell Kit.
See you
Thank you all, we will
See
see
you
you
next
next
week.
week. Have a good one.
Bye.